Man, what is good, people? So yesterday, Sega dropped the trailer for Sonic X Shadow Generations, which focuses on Shadow's Doom powers. And during the trailer, they did show some new things about the game, which I'll talk about later. But for right now, let's go over what these Doom powers do. There are 5 of them, so let's check them out. So first we have the Doom Spears. So Shadow can fire up to 5 of these at once to home in on enemies as he's moving forward. This will probably be good for taking out a bunch of enemies in quick succession as you're speeding along. These could also be used against enemies that are too hazardous to touch with a homing attack, or maybe they'll be used to activate certain level gimmicks. It's up in the air really, but their functionality just seems pretty straightforward. Next is the Doom Blast. This appears to be a move that homes in on an enemy, and at least from this shot from the trailer, it seems that Shadow homes in on an enemy and unleashes a flurry of attacks before launching them upwards and then launching them forwards with a kick, which can knock away several more enemies or maybe activate a switch up ahead. This attack kind of reminds me of Shadow's homing attack from Sonic 06, where he would do a homing attack initially, but then you can mash the jump button to actually unleash a flurry of attacks onto an enemy. So this move just seems like a neat callback to me. Next we have the Doom Morph. This turns Shadow into a creature that can traverse along purple roads and swing off certain grapple points. The creature sort of resembles the Black Comet from the Shadow the Hedgehog game, and him traversing along the purple roads kind of reminds me of Splatoon. Or even, if we're just being more referential to Shadow himself, there were those specific paths in the Shadow the Hedgehog game where he would do essentially a dark spin dash. You know, there would be these very specific puzzles where he can actually do a spin dash and like go through walls and junk. And then like with the grapple points, he's kind of swinging around like Venom, just doing a Venom swing all over the place. So this transformation definitely makes Shadow seem a lot more alien-like than before. So next we have something y'all are probably very familiar with at this point. As when this was revealed, there was so much fan art, it was crazy, and that is going to be the Doom Wing. So Shadow grows wings on his back and can fly over stages. Now what I'm thinking with this is it might be tied to like a metered resource, like Shadow may have to keep collecting like rings or something to keep him afloat, or maybe there's stages that specifically take advantage of this gimmick, like maybe he cannot do this everywhere, although judging by this footage of this stage where he's using this, there is a path where he can just run, but he is using the wings that go a different direction, so maybe this is something you unlock later down the road and then you could revisit stages with the wings and find new paths. I think this could be a really interesting dynamic to the gameplay. And then finally we have the Doom Surf. So Shadow creates an alien looking surfboard to traverse over water with, and it also has this quick step which appears to do damage. I only see it do damage against some objects, I don't know about enemies, but yeah. Actually, looking at it again, it kind of looks like a friggin' alien manta ray. Not so much a surfboard, but yeah, that is that. So the inclusion of all these Doom powers are making Shadow seem a lot more distinct than the typical Sonic gameplay. I'm sure the levels are going to be designed to take advantage of these abilities, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's going on with that, you know? And now we just have a few things to point out in the trailer that are definitely worth mentioning. For starters, I did notice the Space Colony Arc stage gate. So in Sonic Generations, there are these stage gates like Green Hill, Chemical Plant. You would walk over to them with one of the Sonics and press up to enter. In this case, like, you know, Shadow has his own stage gates within his hub. I am still wondering like how many stages he has in total, so we'll have to wait and see about that. But speaking of stages, we do have a few new stages being shown off in this trailer for the first time for this game. First of which is actually Sunset Heights / Park Avenue / Ghost Town. Basically that city area of Sonic Forces. It may be a little difficult to tell that this stage is from Sonic Forces, but I compared a few elements from Forces and these stages, and yeah, this is definitely a Forces stage. You know, if those elements weren't enough, like there's also the appearance of the Sonic Forces egg robos, where Shadow does his Doom Blast and kicks an alien towards one of the egg robos from that respective game. So yeah, this is definitely Sunset Heights / Park Avenue, or whatever they're calling it. We do also have another look at Radical Highway. Now, the Space Colony Arc stage actually transitions into Radical Highway like towards the end, but I guess we have another look at like the full Radical Highway. To be honest, it looks as if there's going to be multiple city stages in this game, but it's hard to tell. There might be like multiple acts of Radical Highway, like maybe multiple acts of each of these places. I just don't know yet. Like, I don't know if there's like multiple Radical Highways or what. Again, we just have to, we have to wait and see. Another surprising addition is actually Chaos Island from Sonic Frontiers as a stage. So now we have a linear version of Chaos Island in this new game. Like, not only is it crazy that we're seeing Chaos Island, but this also kind of opens the floodgates a bit, because Shadow has never been to Chaos Island, and I'm pretty sure that the stages in Shadow Generations are supposed to be based on Shadow's memories, but yeah, he's never been to the Chaos Island, bro. Like, maybe I missed a note in Frontiers, like maybe he was here, but maybe that was mentioned, but I off the top of my head, I don't remember. So Chaos Island's inclusion will probably mean that there may be stages in this game that do not represent places Shadow has been to, so we could possibly see anything else in terms of stages. Also, throughout the trailer, I see these blue enemy creatures. They seem to represent the Black Arms enemies, but they're blue. they're just blue. I see Shadow using his Doom Spears on them, so maybe they're a hazardous version of Black Arms aliens, but I'm not too sure. They don't appear to look the same as the typical Black Arm alien, so yeah, I guess we'll have to see what's the story with those. And then finally, and this is like the biggest thing that they've shown, Metal Overlord. Yeah, Metal Overlord is going to be a boss in this game. Now, for those that are uninitiated, Metal Overlord was the final boss of Sonic Heroes. This is the form of Metal Sonic where he transforms into this creature after obtaining the data from all the other Sonic Heroes characters. Well, technically it's like the second transformation. The first transformation is like the Metal Madness, where he's like grounded and has like all the different attacks, but then after that fight, he transforms into Metal Overlord, and that is when Sonic has to turn to Super Sonic and give Tails and Knuckles the little energy bubbles, and they fly up in the sky and take him down. But now it appears that Shadow is just using Doom Surf to take on Metal Overlord by himself. Gonna be interesting to see how that goes. It's sort of equivalent to like when Sonic is fighting Perfect Chaos, but he's still like, he's not Super Sonic, but he's able to take him on. It's definitely proof of Shadow just becoming like way stronger and just being able to take on a very powerful enemy without going super. But yeah, it's pretty crazy to see Metal Overlord again after all these years. But yeah, that's pretty much what was shown in the Shadow Doom Powers trailer for Sonic X Shadow Generations. This is probably the best trailer they've had yet, man. Like, the Shadow portion of this game is looking more and more legit as we see more stuff. At this point, I don't want them to show too much. I think they've shown just about enough. You know, like, we're obviously going to have the big hub world and a bunch of stages and some new bosses and all these powers. I am looking forward to what else they show, but hopefully they don't show too much so that we can have some surprises when the game launches. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Be sure to drop a like if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel for more videos, and yeah, I'll see y'all in another one. I know this was pretty short, but I wanted to keep it short because it's a short trailer. But yeah, I think I dissected this about enough. But if I missed any details, be sure to let me know in the comments. I'll see y'all in another one.